there seems to be brewing a civil war in the Democratic Party. And it makes sense. It only makes sense, right? That would happen, considering the type of loss they just faced. I mean, I said it last night and I said it again. They got their butts handed. I mean, well, because I honestly did not want Donald Trump. I was willing to tolerate Hillary Clinton. I even said it a couple of times. I would rather have fought Hillary Clinton over the next 4 years than to fight Donald Trump over the next 4 years. So, I'll take that as a we. We lost. You don't have to. I'll just do that. That's me. But it's a bad spot to be in, and now because of it, there is a civil war happening, and as it should be, because there has to be some accountability for what happened, not just for the loss, right? So people are trying to sell this as just accountability for them losing. I don't think that's the case. I know for a fact that is not what the civil war inside of the Democratic Party needs to be about, right? It's not about you just losing. It's about the system. It's about why you lost, how you lost. It's about the corruption. It's about the DNC leaks. Come on, man. Let's be real. You got to address that. You have to address not just the most recent thing, but you have to address the overarching problem of the Democratic Party that has been going on for almost 30 years. And that includes the entire ideological bent of the Democratic Party, shifting from being a party of populism, a party of the working class, a party of, on top of all that, social justice and civil rights and all those things, you shifting away from that to being a party of neoliberalism, which we have discussed quite a bit ad nauseum. And so unless they're going to address that, the Civil War is meaningless, right? It is completely and utterly meaningless if all they're going to do is play musical chairs and rearrange the chairs, the people who are the problem in the first place. I didn't mean to use that figuratively, but it plays figuratively, right? Right? They could just rearrange it like you have. Anyway, I'll talk about Howard Dean in a minute. But if their solution to the problem is simply to say, oh, we just want to put in a new chair who represents the exact same problem that we have had over the last 30 years, 40 years, then they have not learned their lesson. If their new plan is to make someone like Tim Kaine the face of the Democratic Party, then they clearly have not learned their lesson. And they don't want to win. And they're not going to win. And so it's amazing to me, some of the things that I'm seeing and hearing from the Democratic Party, particularly with some key voices that I see trying to emerge to the forefront. Like, why would we? Here's a simplistic overview of it. Why would you do the same exact thing and expect different results? I know we credit that to, I guess Einstein said that, but it's really a simple idea, right? Why would you do the same exact thing and expect different results? I don't know. Because I think either they have you seen the meme? Have you seen the GIF or the GIF, whatever you call it? Have you seen the meme of the dog cartoon character sitting in a burning house, sitting in a kitchen, reading a paper or something, and, looking around, simply saying, this is fine. Everything is fine. Either they are so oblivious to the real problem or they're indifferent to the real problem, and they simply want to maintain their stranglehold on power for the purposes of maintaining their own personal benefit and personal wealth and personal self-advancement. Because you cannot tell. It's hard for me to imagine people ascending to us. Well, hell, Donald Trump became president. So I'm just going to undermine exactly what I'm getting ready to say. But hell, I'm going to say it anyway. It's hard for me to imagine someone rising to a certain level of power and being a complete imbecile and not being able to see the obvious. And when you see Donald Trump, I'm sorry, when you see the type of positions and the type of people that are being promoted to the front of the Democratic Party post Hillary Clinton, it makes me feel like some of you don't have the working digits to hold the office that you already hold. Like, how the hell did you get there being as dumb as you have to be to continue to do the same thing that you've been doing all this time, getting your butt handed to you? And let's not get it twisted. We mistake charisma for success. And this is something that Michael Brooks was saying on the show last night. He applied it to Bill Clinton. I'm going to apply it to Barack Obama. We have been able to put personality and amazing politicians and use that as a Band-Aid on the problem that exists in the Democratic Party. I'll explain that even better. We've been able to say, look, we've had Bill Clinton for 8 years. We had Barack Obama for 8 years. Surely the Democratic Party is doing something right. No, the Democratic Party is doing something very wrong. It's only because you have someone with as much personality and charisma as Bill Clinton that he won. The Clinton machine could not crank out Clinton Part 2, not in 2008. And not in 2016. And Organizing for America, I mean, I think that's going the way of the dinosaurs. They don't even have an infrastructure to do it. But without the personality of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, it's safe to say that the Democrats would have lost the White House for many, many years, for each of those years. That being the case, they have, when I say they, at this point, the Democratic Party has mistaken the success that they have been given from Barack Obama and Bill Clinton as a Democratic Party success, when in actuality, they cannot replicate that success without these bigger than life personalities, these bigger than life oratorical skills that they got from Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. In other words, the Democratic Party ain't about, well, I'm trying not to cuss too much, right? They cannot win with the platform, and more specifically than the platform, the true ideology that they have espoused for the last 40 years. They can't. Not unless, and look in the ranks tonight, right? Let's look in the ranks. Who can hold a fan? You can hate Obama, you can hate Clinton, that's fine. But you can't deny that they're charismatic as hell, and that they're great speakers, and their political skills in terms of convincing people to like them and trust them are second to none. I mean, you saw what Bill Clinton did who was it, to Ken Bone? You saw that meme where he made Ken Bone made him feel like he was the most important man in the world, even though right then at that moment he was just an average Joe like you and me, right? That's a skill. And without a personality of that type, without a political acumen of that type, the oratorical skill of that level of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, the Democratic Party doesn't have anything. Yet and still, they're looking around in the burning kitchen thinking, everything is fine.